Normally, when I cover an event that's happened in the community, I will only cover one topic a day. I don't really cover multiple in one video. However, so much stuff happened in the past day or two that I have to just compile these completions into one video because so much hard stuff was just beaten instantly in this past day or two. It's actually crazy, so I'm gonna just cover them right now. The first one I want to talk about is the most recent one, and probably the one that you're clicking on for. It's Total GD's completion of Unnerfed Sakupen Circles. Currently, this is ranked as the third hardest level on the unrated demon list, and it's probably around low top 10 on the current demon list. But the reason this is so influential and crazy is because Total GD died to 82 and 83% on this level, which again is way past all the hard parts of the level. Basically, it's just like Sakupen Circles, but the balancing is even worse because it's the unnerfed one with the spam. I have no clue why she's playing windowed. However, if you look here, obviously, this is why it's hard, this stupid spam. She passed that, then passes 66p, right? And then passes this easy wave, right? This is where she died the past 2 attempts. Because she goes up, this is her way of doing it. Most people go down, but she takes this up route. And that's what caused her death both the times. I mean, one of them was because of a double click, but again, if she didn't take this top route, I don't think it would have affected as much. And I'll just show you a reaction here. Which is deserved, because if I'm not mistaken, I think she has over 600,000 attempts on this, I heard. I might be wrong there, but that's actually crazy. Most people in the comments are just talking about the loud reaction, but it's fair enough. However, obviously in the past 2 days, that has not been the only thing that's happened. A bunch of other stuff have been beat, and one of those is Quantus Processing, which is debatably around the same difficulty as Unnerfed Sakupen Circles. It was beat by the player Dovin, and as you can see, Dovin is probably the best upcoming player of all time. I would say if he keeps up this pace, by the end of 2026, he'll be at that Zoink level. I mean, look at this. 2 weeks ago, he was the first victor of a top 10, and then he beat a top 10 in world record attempts, and then he beat Spectre just a couple days later, which is a top 20, and then beat the top 10 Quantus Processing as a new hardest. And what's crazy is his reaction.
Nie, co? Jak to się stało? Co? Ej, dobra, szczerze, ej, czekaj. Czekaj. Ej, ja się nie...
Like, he says he's not nervous at all, and the people in the call seem more impressed and are more, like, happy than him for actually beating it. It's so funny. It seems like they have less nerves than him, and as you can see, it did take him 59,000 attempts, but this is just from 4 days after coming back from beating a top 20, so yeah, it's safe to say he has incredible raw skill. What I find sad, though, is that 2 days ago, a different player called Sereguiz, I think that's how you say it, got 95% on Quantus, and this is after months of playtime with constant progress updates. And keep in mind they're jumping from Quantum Processing, another buffed version of Blast Processing. And if I scroll over here, we can see that the death is at this pink orb. Literally, he just needed to pass that and a triple spike, and that would have been it. Completion granted, and first victor achieved. That is actually so sad. Especially because if you don't count Amethyst, this is probably the level that we've seen the least amount of progress on in the top 10. For the longest time, we only had one person with list percent, and we didn't really just see much progress because this level was so hated on by everyone. But yeah, out of nowhere, we get this completion and this devastating 95% fail, so it's really cool to see. But that is not all, because another player that is popping off recently, called Bacon, if you know him, he verified a cherry team level that's estimated to be around top 20 a week ago. I was going to make a video on it, but something else came up that I made a video on. However, 6 days ago, he also became first victor of Silent Poltergeist. This is a WizKid verification, so you already know what's about to come up. Yeah, like you see why this is a hard level. And if we take a look at the unrated demon list, we can see that Silent Poltergeist lands at number 12 right now. For comparison, something a couple spots below it, like True Innards, is around a bit harder than Firework in difficulty, and it's also harder than literal invisible versions of Sunset Sandstorm and Black Blizzard. I could have never expected to see another victor of this level so soon, but I'm glad that we have, and again, shout out to Bacon, another really cool upcoming player that's been doing some crazy stuff recently. But there's more, because as you guys probably know, Base After Base was a level that was verified a year ago by the player Diamond Splash, an OG in the community. However, this level just never got rated for the longest time, and when it did, no one actually ended up playing it. Except for a few, and one of those players is, I'm not even gonna try to say the name, but it's the upcoming player that everyone loves that beat Nullscapes and has been doing incredible stuff like Silent Clubstep 3 months ago and 7 Clubstep 4 weeks ago. And he actually beat Base After Base a day ago. But just like Quantus Processing, this is again really sad because it's kind of another robbed first Victor title. Because the player Laurendi actually has been making progress on Base After Base for quite a while now, and beat it literally a day ago. This was like hours apart. And what makes this extra depressing is because, as you can see, that he had over 280 deaths past 50%, and that is including 84 times 4, 86 times 3, 94 times 2, and 95 times 4. That is god awful luck. And what's funny is that both victors have pretty much said the exact same thing about the level. They both mentioned that the level is just one of the most mega learny things they've ever played. But they also mentioned that once you get past that, it's actually really fun. So it's really interesting to see the opinions these people have. As you can see, he gave an enjoyment rating of 7 out of 10. That was probably just butchered by the bad experience. But I want to give a mega shout out to Laurendi here, because as you can see, under 500 views? What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? This was just pretty much robbed from him, and he has under 500 views on his second Victor completion. Please go support him. And I didn't even realize, but 2 hours ago, we also saw Choplocks get 50% on Africa Circles, nearly doing over half the level, and if you don't know about that level, it's probably estimated to be around Tidal Wave or Orbit difficulty right now. So that is actually crazy to see there. There's so much progress just happening now, and also, keep in mind, that means that Troplux has the level in 2 runs, because as you can see at the bottom here, 49 to 100's there. So this is actually so crazy to see. All these people deserve such a huge shout out. I know some of them are more known than others, but please, I genuinely can't believe how much stuff's happened in the past couple days. I could not make a video a day on it before more stuff ends up happening, so I've just kind of lumped them all into this one video. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, haven't got much more to say, so peace.